Today's gospel presents one of the most striking and challenging encounters in the life of Jesus. The Canaanite woman who comes to him on behalf of her demon-tormented daughter. Jesus has withdrawn to the region of Tyre and Sidon, Gentile territory. A Canaanite woman approaches, crying out, "Have pity on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is tormented by a demon." At first, Jesus is silent. The disciples urge him to send her away. He replies that he was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. When she persists and kneels before him, he speaks words that sound harsh to our ears. It is not right to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs. Yet she answers with humble, daring faith, "Please, Lord, for even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the table of their masters." Jesus then praises her. "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish." And her daughter is healed. This is not a story of exclusion, but of the breakthrough of faith that expands the boundaries of God's mercy. The woman's persistence, humility, and trust break through the apparent limits of Jesus' earthly mission, revealing that God's salvation is meant for all. The first reading from Isaiah already points toward this wider vision. The Lord declares that foreigners who join themselves to him, who keep the Sabbath, hold to the covenant, and love his name, will be brought to his holy mountain. Their offerings will be acceptable, for my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. God's plan was never meant to remain confined to one nation. From the beginning, the covenant was ordered toward the inclusion of the nations. The temple is not a private club, it is a house of prayer open to all who seek the Lord in sincerity. Psalm 67 echoes this universal call. "O God, let all the nations praise you." The psalmist prays that God's way may be known upon earth, that his salvation may reach all nations, that the peoples may be glad and exult because God rules with equity. The blessing given to Israel is meant to overflow so that the ends of the earth may fear and praise the Lord. St. Paul, in the second reading, reflects on this same mystery from the perspective of the early church. Speaking as the apostle to the Gentiles, he glories in his ministry, hoping that it will stir his own people to jealousy and lead some of them to salvation. He insists that the gifts and the call of God are irrevocable. God's plan involves both the temporary rejection of some and the unexpected mercy shown to others, so that ultimately God delivered all to disobedience that he might have mercy upon all. No one stands outside the possibility of mercy. The disobedience of some becomes the occasion for mercy toward others, and that mercy in turn opens the way for further mercy. God's economy is one of surprising, abundant grace. What does this mean for us today? First, it challenges any narrowness in our own hearts or in the life of the church. We can be tempted to treat the faith as something reserved for our own, those who look like us, think like us, or share our history. The Canaanite woman stands as a reminder that great faith can appear in unexpected places among those we might consider outsiders. Jesus allows himself to be moved by her faith. He does not remain rigidly within the initial boundaries of his mission. Second, the woman's example teaches us about prayer. She is not deterred by silence, by the disciples' annoyance, or by words that sound like rejection. She persists. She reframes the difficulty into an expression of deeper trust. Even the scraps are enough. Her prayer is not demanding or entitled. It is humble, yet bold. In our own lives, when God seems silent or when our petitions meet obstacles, her story invites us not to give up, but to press forward with faith that trusts God's goodness, even when the answer is delayed or the path is unclear. Third, we are reminded that God's mercy is for everyone. Paul insists that God desires to have mercy upon all. No one is beyond the reach of that mercy, neither the insider who has grown complacent nor the outsider who feels unworthy. The same God who chose Israel has opened the way for the nations. The same Christ who began with the lost sheep of Israel responds to the faith of a Canaanite mother. We are all, in a sense, recipients of the scraps that have become the bread of life. We come not because we deserve it, but because of God's free gift. Let us then ask for the grace of the Canaanite woman's faith, persistent, humble, and expansive. May God, who desires mercy for all, bless us and make his face shine upon us.